Hi, I'm Crystal DeBacker, the media coordinator for the city of Van Alstyne. I'm sitting here with Dusty Williams. He is honestly a lot of things for Van Alstyne. He is city council member. You are the president of the Grayson County Historical Society.
And Van Alstyne.
And Van Alstyne's Historical Society, and a school teacher. So I know that's a little brief intro and summary, but please tell us about yourself.
Yeah, so you said Grayson County Historical Society is actually the commission under Commissioner's Court. I'm also on the board here for the cemetery.
Oh my goodness.
And, the library board, the architectural review panel, downtown Van Alstyne. So yeah, a lot of everything. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so what got you so involved? Like, how did that start? Because you've taken on a lot.
Yeah, really it's community. So I started genealogy, family history when I was 14 because my grandmother did it.
Okay.
And so, I started doing that. And once I got so far into it, it was almost like I was the town historian because my family's been here since 1852. That's 30 years before Van Alstyne was established. So doing the history, it was like I was doing, community history. So that just kind of enveloped me in that. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And then what brought you to everything else, like the library, the cemetery, obviously, so much history. That's kind of where your research probably starts almost.
Honestly, for me, the library, so, I started genealogy a long time ago before you had Ancestry and before you had these internet. So I used to go to the library with my grandmother in Denison and Sherman, and we would have to hand look at these records and research. And so to me, the library is just a community asset that I think we need to make sure stays strong.
Absolutely. I love that. And learning more about the resources here, it makes sense and it lines up.
Absolutely.
So I typically ask city leaders, what brought you to Van Alstyne? But
you've long time ago. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your history in Van Alstyne, kind of before, obviously, you did the genealogy. What else kind of was your role in Van Alstyne or experience?
I mean, just growing up here, a little bit of everything. I actually went to school in Howell, but all family lived here in Van Alstyne. But yeah, so just being here and being a part of everything from the very beginning of my life and even before then. So.
Did you know that you wanted to stay when you grew up?
Oh, absolutely. Really? It's home. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like so many people don't have that experience. Like I grew up, I've said this before, I grew up in Salina, which was very small at the time. And I loved the experience. I knew that that's where I wanted to, not necessarily Salina per se, but I knew I wanted to be in a small town. I loved it. It was always for me.
Yeah, and like I said, a lot of people, they grow up and I'm getting out here as soon as I can.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
For me, Van Alstyne's not that. I live close to downtown. One set of grandparents lives down this way, one set lives that way. My dad lives on the same street, so we're all just Van Alstyne. Yeah, absolutely.
I love that.
Absolutely.
So as far as local businesses, are there any that you're frequenting the most right now?
It's hard to say if you frequent a local business because to me, especially in Van Alstyne, local business is our backbone. So, it depends. If I want coffee, I'll go to one of the two coffee places. If I need a haircut, I've got a haircut place downtown. I've got Diamonds for my groceries. So it just depends on what I need. Yeah.
So, but you do your life here, it sounds like, regardless.
I do venture out to Walmart occasionally.
Right.
But,
when absolutely
Although
necessary.
they do deliver now, so that makes it easy. So,
yeah, absolutely. So tell me a little bit about your teaching aspect.
My teaching aspect. So I teach in Howell. I teach 7th grade. This is my 8th year, Texas history. So, and for me, being from here and having family roots here, it's so easy to relate that to them. I'm like, hey, by the way, the oldest guy to sign the Texas Declaration of Independence is buried in Van Alstyne. And so it draws that, that connection.
Yeah, and you're an incredible storyteller. So I feel like anytime you've spoke about the history, people are just like leaning in, they're captivated. Yes. So that my favorite history teacher ever was in college, and he just stood at a podium and told stories.
Yes.
And you would get locked in. Unlike
you got to make that connection. You can't, just go by the book. You got to, draw those connections to past and present.
Such a good point, and you're connecting them to their local area, which is so fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
So as a city council member, you know a lot about what's coming up that a lot of us don't.
Sure.
So what are you most excited about that you could share publicly that you know is coming up?
Most excited about, I don't really know how to answer that because I'm excited about all things future Van Alstyne. I'm glad to be a part of, helping to mold that to where it builds on our past versus replaces our past. So
Oh, so well said.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so well said. We've always talked about the history being carried with into the growth because someone like you, where your family's from here, you've seen it evolve and grow. You live here.
Sure.
You're probably like the standard person that would say, we don't want growth, but you don't have that at all. That.
It doesn't matter if you want it or not, it's coming. It's everywhere. So we've got to openly embrace it and again, follow our standards, our community standards. This is who we are, what we want, and, partner with us to move forward.
And you've done such a good job where you're involved in your community so that way your voice is heard, you're partaking and making sure that you're a part of bringing that growth in the direction that you want it to be.
Yes.
I love that's a great way. Is that part of why you got involved so much with City Council?
Absolutely.
Was that the main reason you got involved?
Yeah, in fact, my slogan when I ran was preserving our past, planning our future.
I remember that. What was that experience running for City Council?
It was, it was a new thing for me, being an elected official. I've never had people vote for me like that versus, back in school. And
Right.
student council stuff, but
Very
not like this. So yeah, it was really
obviously it was
experience.
successful.
It was. So.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah,
I love
absolutely.
that. What is something that you wish that people knew more about Van Alstyne?
That people knew more about Van. I mean, of course, the history guy. So I'm always pushing the history, the sense of community that Van Alstyne is. There's really nothing about Van Alstyne that people won't know because we're just so open about it and who we are. So.
Yeah. How do you suggest people get more involved or more informed on what's going on, what's coming up, or even just sharing their opinion? What's your advice to people?
I mean, as far as city councilman, reach out to us whenever you want. We're an open book. So,
I love that.
But all like the library, the museum, we have all these city tools that people can actively get involved in. So.
Smart. All right, so this is kind of the tough one. It makes you kind of be creative with your thoughts here, I guess. What legacy do you hope to leave behind in Van Alstyne?
That's the tough one.
I know. Actually, as I was saying that, I was like, "You're the legacy guy."
So easy.
But it puts people on the spot. But I guess you have probably already thought about this because you study others.
Honestly, it's not about the legacy I leave. It's our legacy's already here. It's a matter of making sure that legacy stays. Those who founded this town, who were here in this community, they started the legacy, and it's our job to just keep it going.
What would you describe Van Alstyne's legacy so far then?
Van Alstyne's legacy so far, I would say in one word, is community. Taking care of each other, people coming together. I was actually just looking at some old articles from the Van Alstyne leader around Thanksgiving from 1901 to 1909. And just seeing these Thanksgiving articles, it's just like what we're doing today. We're still together, we're still doing downtown community events, and it's Van Alstyne.
That's something that Mayor Jim and I spoke about with the growth and the development that's happening, the Central Social District Park, the new Robert Hines Park.
Sure.
But with these parks, I think the goal is to get people out of their homes because for a while before, I think Van Alstyne was a commuter town, was kind of how they described it. People would go to work, go shopping, come home to their home base, go to bed, wake up, leave, and do it all over again. So I think that the growth and development, the current focus from my perspective, has been to create opportunities for community members to get out and spend time together and have that community. The Sounds of Summer concert series is one of my favorite aspects of that. I go there, we'll be there almost all day, and you see, I don't want to say everyone but almost.
You see a lot of people. You see people from school, from church, from your neighbors. And Van Alstyne, when I give lessons on the history, Van Alstyne's unique because it's halfway between the county seat of Sherman or Grayson County and halfway between the county seat of McKinney. So we're kind of that town in between where everybody would live, and we were second in command in the county basically.
Interesting.
Think about it. So
I love that.
Yeah.
And I feel like people absolutely feel that they're very protective of the current community we have, which I love. And if you come to our city council meeting, you get that impression from every single city council member. The community, the history, the quality is top of mind in every question, every discussion. I've been going to more, obviously, and I'll be sitting there behind the camera that was such a good question, or that was such a good comment.
Yeah, because we're there for the people. That's
and it shows very, very well. So.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Is there anything else that you would want to share about yourself that someone else doesn't know yet?
I mean, I'm pretty much an open book. I'm involved in a lot of different things.
Yeah,
so
you are.
It's pretty much out there. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sitting down.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's good to see you. Thank you.